What ways is your occupation changing?
Uh, my occupation is changing a fair bit because there's a lot of uh, new, new things in the field of anesthesia. There are a lot of new drugs out there, lots of different things that we use now for patients. There's lots of different ways that we put patients to sleep, and a lot of different options for patients in terms of uh, pain control. And anesthesiologists are involved a lot in helping with pain control after anesthesia. And that's one of the ways that there's been a lot of advancement.
Okay. How is the economy affecting this industry?
Um, the economy is affecting the field of anesthesia and medicine in general because physicians are typically not paid as much as they have been historically. And that's primarily because of changes in healthcare and changes in insurance and changes in the ways that physicians are paid. And so different specialties are actually have been affected differently. Anesthesia is one of the fields that has been affected, I would say, moderately with regards to changes in the economy. And so, but it's primarily the results of generalized changes in healthcare and changes in insurance reimbursement.
How quickly is the field growing?
The field of anesthesia has waxed and waned over the period of the last, I would say, 20 years. When I first came out in training in 1996, 1997, there were a lot of physicians going into anesthesia. In the mid-2000 range, it took a dip, and not a lot of people were entering the specialty of anesthesia. Now, I would say since 2014, I think a lot more physicians are choosing anesthesia as a specialty, and we're seeing a lot more anesthesiologists in training in the workforce.
Okay. What do you find unique about your career field?
I think what's unique about it is that you have a very different way of being involved in the care of a patient that's very different from just about any other specialty. It may be close to surgery or what the surgeon's interaction is with the patient, but it is definitely different than just about any other specialty. You usually spend a very short amount of time with the patient, but you are probably one of the most important parts of the patient care team when someone is having surgery. So even though you probably spend the least amount of time with the patient, you're probably one of the most involved physicians in their care during their time period of when they're having surgery.
Okay. What kinds of people experience the greatest success in your field?
I think in terms of, say the question one more time.
Like what kinds of people, like what kind of qualities do people have that are most successful?
I think good qualities of an anesthesiologist are people that are really interested in physiology, kind of how the body works and how the body systems work. People that are really interested in pharmacology, that are really interested in drugs and how drugs interact with the body. And people that are interested in having sort of hands-on interaction with the patient. Because although we don't talk to our patients very much because they're asleep, we talk to them before they go to sleep and we talk to them after they wake up. And most of our involvement with the patient is very much, hands-on in terms of giving them medication, keeping them asleep, watching all of their vital signs. And so it's a very, you interact with the patient a lot. The other characteristic I think that is really important is that for people that can be very vigilant, when you're involved with taking care of a patient under anesthesia, you're essentially watching all of their critical vital signs every second. And so a type of person that is very attuned and vigilant and being able to, watch multiple aspects of a patient very closely during a fixed time period is a good quality for any anesthesiologist.
All right. Thank you.